means winding down the companies known as Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, making sure private capital plays a bigger role in the mortgage market, and ending the era of expecting a bailout after your pursuit of profit puts the whole country at risk. We need to know that the American people are weary after a decade of war, even as the war in Iraq has ended and the war in Afghanistan is winding down. Back in 1969, as a turbulent decade was winding down, the Stonewall Inn was a popular gathering place for New York City's LGBT community. The time for talk is winding down. Need no new assistance from the government. And so we're winding down that portion of the TARP program. But to spur lending to small businesses, it's essential for our common security. America is waging a more effective fight against al-Qaeda while winding down the war in Iraq. Decades of experience, there's so much Latin America can now share. How to build political parties and organize free elections, how to ensure peaceful transfers of power, how to navigate the winding paths of reform and reconciliation. We're winding down the war in Iraq and have begun a transition in Afghanistan. And I can still remember winding up the path, up a mountain, to his home. We are winding down the war in Afghanistan, and our troops will continue to come home. Thanks to the extraordinary service of our men and women in uniform. We're winding down a decade of war. We're destroying the terrorist network that attacked us. We're strengthening the alliances that extend our values. We're winding down a decade of war. We ended the war in Iraq, put the al-Qaeda core on the path to defeat, and we're winding down the war in Afghanistan. A column of Afghan soldiers and their American advisors are winding their way up a narrow trail towards a village to meet with elders. But just as the first soldier reaches the outskirts of the village, all hell breaks loose. And for the past few years, Tim has been charged with, let's face it, the thankless task of winding down a program that no one ever particularly liked, the Troubled Asset Relief Program, also known as TARP. We are winding down our war in Afghanistan. I said earlier this week, we're committed to winding down the war in Afghanistan, and we are committed to closing Gitmo.